Good afternoon, Facebook friends and YouTube followers. This is Rich again for your afternoon blog for July 5th, 2014, Saturday afternoon around 4 p.m. in Billerica, Massachusetts. A very nice day, low humidity, about 80 degrees, very breezy out. And it's a perfect summer day. Some sports news to report. Argentina beat Belgium in the World Cup by a score of 1-0 to advance to the semifinals. And the Boston Red Sox beat the Baltimore Orioles by a score of 3-2 in Game 1 of a doubleheader at Fenway Park. They play Game 2 tonight at 7:10. The game's going to be on Fox Television. And hopefully they could win Game 2 of the doubleheader and sweep the Orioles. But, you know, the Sox this year haven't been doing that great. They've been hot and cold, and that's not good when it's hot and cold, and that's what's probably going to kill them this year, trying to get a wild card spot or the division in the American League East. Even though the American League East is weak this year, they're so inconsistent. It's not good it's not good at all, and I have a funny feeling they're not going to make the playoffs. I think they'd be lucky to be 500 in my humble opinion. And that's about it for the sports news. And my next subject is about a classic TV show. It was a classic action-adventure television show on ABC that ran from November 4th, 1981 to May 2nd, 1986. And it's The Fall Guy. And The Fall Guy was an action-adventure show about a stuntman called Coach Seavers, played by actor Lee Majors. He was an unknown stuntman who moonlighted as a bounty hunter, and it also starred Douglas Barr as Howie, Coach Seavers' cousin, and stunt woman Jody Banks, who was played by Heather Thomas. And also the bounty hunters, like person who worked for the bounty hunters for Coach Seavers, his boss for them, the first season was Joanne Flug, who played Samantha Jack, also nicknamed Big Jack, on the show. From seasons 2 through 5, Coach Seavers' bounty hunter boss was Terry, played by Marky Post. And season 5, there was a variety of bosses for Coach Seavers. One particular was Pearl Spelling, who was played by Nerese Volto, who was known for as the housekeeper on Different Strokes for 3 seasons, and also somebody else played the bounty hunter. I don't know who, but the bounty hunt. But Coach Seaver did his own stunts, and he didn't make enough money, so he had to pay his rent money with being a bounty hunter. And it was a pretty good hit for ABC. A lot of famous stars made cameos in the show, including Lee Majors' ex-wife Farrah Fawcett. Also, the late great Andre the Giant was in season 1. The late great actor comedian Buddy Hackett also made a couple of appearances as Harold on season 1 and season 2. Also Richard Anderson, who was a co-star of $6 Million Man, who's with Lee Majors, made a cameo in season 2. Also Leslie Wagner on season 2. Also, there was also cameos by William Conrad, Mike Connors, David Doyle, who played John Bosley on Charlie's Angels, Greg Morris, who was on Vegas and Mission Impossible, and also Tom Selleck was on there, he was Magnum P.I. on season 1, and a lot of other famous Hollywood people. The Fall Guy was produced by Glenn Larson, who also produced a lot of classic television shows like Magnum P.I., Quincy, Buck Rogers in the 25th Century, Battlestar Galactica, The A-Team, and others, Knight Rider and others, among others. And, it was a top hit for ABC. The Fall Guy, which had peak ratings in 1983-84, reaching a 19.9 rating share, which was pretty good. And it was in the top 40 for television shows all 5 years. The decline of The Fall Guy happened in 1985-1986 when it was faced off against Highway to Heaven, and Highway to Heaven like killed the Fall Guy's ratings, which ended in 1986. And the Fall Guy was a great theme song, like The Unknown Stuntman, which Lee Majors sung himself. I never spent much time in school, but I taught all the ladies. It's true, I never got a hey, I might roll an open draw with your cousin from a vine, 'cause I'm the unknown stuntman that made Eastwood look so fine. Do, 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 do. The Fall Guy was seen in syndicated reruns in the late 80s and 1990s, and it was seen in Boston on CW56, WLVI, and also from 1995 through 1998, reruns of The Fall Guy was seen on FX, and they ran a lot of promos for the Fall, like with Lee Majors' Fall Guy, which was pretty funny. It hasn't been seen on since in U.S. American television reruns, but I'm surprised that like MeTV hasn't picked up the show yet in reruns. And season 1 of The Fall Guy on DVD is on DVD, but that's the only season that's going to be released in America because it's poor rated. It got poor like sales in the United States, so they won't be doing it unless Shout Factory buys the remaining seasons. And there's a talk about a Fall Guy movie, which DreamWorks owns the rights to it, and there's talk that The Rock, Dwayne Johnson's going to play Coach Severs. That's all talk, because who knows, but if The Fall Guy will be a great movie version, but you never know. Well, I'll be back later for another one of these video blogs. Tonight's going to be the personality profile of the night, and it's going to be about the master and the ruler of the world, Psycho Sid / Sid Vicious / Sid Justice. Justice will be served. Bye, Facebook friends and YouTube followers.